Welcome to Dimensional Soup. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Skinwalker Ranch. With me, I've got Tyler.
Hello.
And we've got Sean.
Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good. Thanks.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah,
like
I'm really
Skinwalker
excited
Ranch?
about this episode. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
going to be awesome.
It's pretty creepy. For those who don't know, this is a ranch located in Utah that has been known to be one of the hot spots for paranormal activity for basically forever. As long as people have lived on that land, people have been seeing stuff and weird stuff.
Really weird stuff.
Yeah, be it from UFO sightings to Bigfoot sightings. It's all there.
And
Crop circles,
unkillable
ghosts,
animals.
and unkillable animals. Like, how weird is that?
Giant wolves. Blue
Yeah.
orbs.
Dire wolves.
Light
Dire
bears.
wolves. Yeah, it's nonstop there. I don't know why anybody would want to buy this as a normal person. Why would you want to be like, okay, here's this 480 acres of beautiful land in Utah. It is beautiful. But you know that, like, you do research if you're going to be spending the amount of money to buy this amount of land, and you're going to find stuff about it. I understand that. But you know what? Somebody did, and actually he's a billionaire who bought it. He's very reclusive whenever it comes to the subject. But he does talk about when he first moved in. And what's really strange about when he first moved in was they noticed that everything in the house had locks on it. Multiple deadlocks on every door in the house, every door, bathroom door, doors to the kitchen, everywhere. Even the kitchen cabinets had locks on them. Why? Because so much strange stuff happens. Yeah.
Yeah, very strange.
That would be one of the little signs to me that maybe I shouldn't live here. But he had already bought the property. And
Has it only had one owner?
it's had multiple owners. It had, well, obviously, because when he moved in, there were already locks on everything. I think he was the second or third owner of this place.
Okay. Is he still the owner of it to this day?
He still is, yeah. Yeah, he still owns the place. And he founded a organization to research what is actually going on there. Remember, this is a billionaire. He worked for the government for a long time. And so he created like his own company on the ranch to get this stuff researched. And it's called NIDS. It's the National Institute of Discovery Science. And this, they don't release a whole lot on what they find, but what they do is honestly pretty scary. We're all familiar, if you're familiar with the paranormal world, of like cattle mutilations. When they first moved onto this place, they wanted to start a cattle ranch. So these people live by their cattle. That's how they make a lot of money. And obviously he was already a billionaire, but he was trying to make more money by having these prize-winning cows.
I know what he could do.
What could he do?
Kanye West is looking for $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
And he
should buy the newest album that just came out.
If you've seen his flow chart, he has amazing ideas.
I have not seen his flow chart.
Yep. He's going to improve.
There's
wolves.
an actual flow chart.
There's a flow chart. He plans on improving wolves and also making a luxury cloud for cloud computing, but only for luxury needs. Anyway, didn't mean to.
Wait. Did you say improving wolves?
Improving wolves, but that's all it says. There's no detail into how he will improve said wolf, but...
Okay, I'm going to go on a sidebar here, okay?
All right.
Not even talking about Skinwalker Ranch. Correct me if I'm wrong when I say this. wolves are a apex predator, correct? Like
I was gonna say
they
man might
are.
have them beat, but that's because we have like M16s. But take
But
that
when I say
aside,
apex predator, like if there was no humans around and it was wolves versus everything else in their environment, they would be on top.
yeah,
Nothing is hunting
I would
a
say
wolf.
Mother Nature has improved the wolf
Correct. So
over
why would you
over
want to
these.
improve on that? That's like saying, "Hey, we've got a great white shark.
Let's
Let's
put
make it.
lasers on it.
He probably
Let's
thinks
put
he's
lasers."
God. I would say he probably thinks he's God.
Well, have you listened to his last album, Yeezus?
No, no.
Nah,
Yeah. He talks
no.
about talking to Jesus and saying, "Hey, what's up, Jesus?" And Jesus responds, "Hey, what's up, Yeezus?" As in, like he's like the left hand of God.
Ah,
Um,
That's
but I'm actually glad that you brought him up because I wanted to talk about him because he was weird. Uh,
I do have a wolf story when we get to it
about
about
Skinwalker Ranch, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Go ahead and go into that, man.
Okay. So this dude who bought the ranch, like you were saying, he has the cattle. So um, that's his lifeblood. He's raising the cattle. So he has a little corral there, and this wolf creature just comes walking up. It's acting like a dog. Just a giant dog comes walking up to the family house. So they start petting it. Seems friendly. They're like, "Hey man, it's just like a neighbor's dog that ran away, or a stray that's friendly." Um, so it was just kind of hanging out around the corral. And next thing they know, it grabs a hold of a calf by the snout, starts trying to pull that thing through the fence. Um, so you could think the site this wolf has this little cow calf by the nose, is trying to pull it through the fence. The thing's like in complete terror. So I'm sure the family's screaming. The dude there grabs his 357 Magnum, shoots the thing 4 times, doesn't even phase the wolf, doesn't even make it bleed. It's almost like you just hit him with like an airsoft gun or something. So he runs to his truck, grabs his hunting rifle, um, shoots at this wolf twice. All it does is take off a little chunk of fur, a little bit of flesh, and that was it. They just kind of stood up, looked at him, and then just kind of ran away. So they were able to find some of the fur, and it said that it kind of smelled rotten to him, like almost a wild, rotten smell.
Right,
But
like it had been out there for a couple of days, right?
yeah, like just a nasty stank. So
Thank you, Stank.
they
it,
actually nicknamed that thing Toby,
huh?
believe it or not.
You know what else is? I just saw the new Paranormal Activity, and Toby was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, I love those movies. I don't know about you, but yeah, the wolf is something that is known to be seen more often than not, which is also creepy.
What's
Doesn't mean
that?
that it comes up to the house. Doesn't mean that it does stuff and eats these or tries to take in these cattle. But it's one of those things that you are known to see out there on a regular basis, which is like you would think, you're in the middle of nowhere. Okay,
Mhm.
so you see a wolf, but this wolf is supposed to be like 3 or 4 times bigger than your average wolf that you're going to be seeing anywhere else.
A dire
Mm.
wolf.
Yeah, a dire wolf, and in
For
fact,
D&D fans,
somebody
dire.
who's really uh, who I really look up to in the paranormal world, George Knapp, was the one that said to the owner of this place, what if you have a dire wolf? And that he was doing research for the gentleman that owns the property, and he said, well, it sounds like a dire wolf, which is no longer around. And he, Knapp gave him a description of exactly what a dire wolf used to be, and the guy's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Thinking that, I mean, if it's even if it is an an animal that is quote unquote extinct out there,
Mhm.
it should have died after being shot 4 or 5 times, especially by high caliber rifles and
Oh yeah.
handguns.
Yeah. Or he's just a bad shot.
But
But he got thrown off.
there's also a lot more interesting things that happen out there. So this one's kind of like cryptozoology kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
there's UFOs, there's ghosts. What
I mean,
other
they
kind of
even
stuff
had
have you guys heard about?
so there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people go out there to investigate.
They've
Well, they had
closed it down.
the most credible one is the FBI, or it was a government agency, actually went out there and conducted studies on the ranch. And I thought that was fascinating because they're the most credible that you can get is the government. So they had a team of 3 guys go out there to see what was going on. And they conducted these studies that were these observations that were pretty much foolproof because they had cams out in the middle of the field where they said the owner said that they seen a lot of crazy stuff, lights, and stuff, and the cameras are all pointing at each other and looking past each other, so nobody can fiddle with the cams because it was triangulated to see all each other. And they noticed that a bunch of cows went up to one camera and they just stood there beside the camera. No, there was no other cows. It was like 4 cows. They were surrounding a camera for some reason. And then the video feed went out. No, they were just standing there. They weren't walking around. And one of the guys went out there and seen that the cord was perfectly cut. He couldn't see past the cows because there's 2 layers of cows around this camera, but he's seen that this cable was not trampled, it was sliced. And he was watching it on the other 2 cams that happened. And he said when that happened, when the video went out, there was no movement. Of the cows, there was no movement of anything else. It just got sliced. And it wasn't around anything sharp. He said that was one of the more creepy, weird incidents that they ran into. They also seen some lights, and they actually have a video interview of him on YouTube you can watch. It's pretty creepy when you're listening to these credible guys talk about this stuff, and this stuff really happened in front of their eyes and on camera. Yeah.
Give you guys a little bit of background history, if you will, of the Skinwalker Ranch. Where it's located is at this basin of some foothills. And legend has it that during the big Ute Indian and Navajo Indian skirmishes, this place was kind of like their battleground, if you will. And upon the Utes getting the Navajo to move out, the Navajo put a curse on this land.
Of course.
Right? And they, in order for this to happen, they have to get the quote-unquote skinwalkers. Skinwalkers is not so much an entity as it is an actual human being who has to sacrifice somebody very close to them. And that's like, hey, I'm going to sacrifice my mother, my father, my kids, my wife, somebody that is incredibly close to them. They have to sacrifice them to become a skinwalker. And doing that allows them to put these curses. So really, the pure evil nature behind why this place, this area has all this, it makes sense to the thought that maybe it's opened up a portal of some sort to, especially if it's happening a lot with multiple skinwalkers, multiple portals of these amazingly evil deities. Because nothing that you hear about the Skinwalker Ranch is normal or benign. It's always something that's terrifying, and there's always something bad going on around it. Cattle mutilations, where the mutilations look like somebody who's a skilled surgeon makes the lines and the meat. and certain parts of the body being removed. You got these voices, like if you're if you at night and you're walking through the pastures, there's been known to be hearing voices above you talking in another voice or in another language. I'm sorry. And when these two, and the way that they talk, and it's not in English, it's in some dialect of Native American. Whenever you hear these voices,
Right.
it sounds like they're talking about you, not talking to you, not talking to each other, but they're talking about you. You know that feeling that you get when you walk into a room and somebody's been talking about you?
Yeah.
People that have experienced
That all
this.
the time.
Yep.
Yeah, people that experience this say that it feels exactly like that. Like you walk into a room, but they don't stop talking about you.
So say that kind of,
but
because I read some stuff about that too, where people would see entire fields lit up, like there's a NFL football game going on down there, and they're like, "What's going on down there?" So they'll walk down into the valley, and it's just a giant column of light sitting there. Um, no source, nothing around it, just a intense bright light. Um, Also blue orbs hanging out around there, floating around. Um,
I've
and
heard
then
about the blue orbs,
and
and
as they
those will get weirdly close to people.
yeah, though these blue orbs just kind of float around through the woods, almost like a wisp or something. And as they get closer to you, and then if you like try to move towards them, they just zip away and just like go flying through the woods. But they don't move in a straight line. They'll like kind of dodge between trees and stuff. Almost have somewhere of an intelligence about them
Right.
that they find very awkward.
You know that this is not a good place or any place that you would want to go if the Navajo and all other tribes around there absolutely refuse to get near that property.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that, is that many people, like, we're just a small portion of people that love the paranormal and talk about it. There's a lot of other factions, a lot of other people out there that do this simply because they want to know. Some of them don't even have websites, podcasts, or anything. They don't even blog about it. But there are people that go out there and they talk and they look for, certain Indian groups. And when they go and ask them, hey, can you tell me about the Skinwalkers? Can you tell me about this area of land? And most of the time, they'll say, no, we are not going to be talking about this. We do not talk about the Skinwalkers. We do not talk about this part of our old land that we used to, live on. They will literally say, oh, I'm not going to talk about it. And the ones that even give you any inkling of it give you such small, minute details that you can't go off of it. Like you can't say, okay, well, I did a good research paper on that. It's a hollowed ground. It is not allowed to be stepped upon by elders. They will not go towards it. And I will say that if the Indians say, or Native Americans say, I don't want to go towards that, and are keeping it that secretive, there's got to be some weird stuff going down.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. And I'm a believer in a lot of this stuff. And the Native Americans have a much closer and longer history on this land than we do. And the second that they say, nope, I don't want to even go towards there, we're not allowed to take a step on that land, and then all this other stuff is happening, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You're not going to see me even close to that. Nope.
I would put the fame of the Skinwalker Ranch up near the mansion of the Winchesters over in England, I believe. Was it the Winchester? The rifle maker. The lady created this gigantic mansion that went nowhere. The
the one with
that
secret rooms and,
yeah.
and stairwells that
I
went
think that's the
nowhere.
Winchester.
The
I
think
Winchester
that's here.
Mystery House. That's not in England. That's in
It's
That's
not-
here in the
the
States.
California one.
Yeah. Somebody told me it was England, but I swore it was in
The
USA.
one where the widowed lady built the incredibly beautiful
And
house,
she
but it was
kept
like
building
on.
until the day she died. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the fame of this is about on par with that. I mean, just crazy things. I mean, some of the things that they say is like some people have witnessed a portal opening up into the sky and a Bigfoot coming out of the portal. And when he hit the ground, he ran into the woods. Another account is they seen an RV ride across the farm and up into the hills and and then they seen it transform, or shortly after, a UFO come out of the hills and shoot up into the sky. I mean, this is not only just a paranormal.
Now, shortly
This
after they
is-
bought the meth from the guys in the RV.
Yes. It's like an episode of Spaceballs. It's not only good and evil, but I mean, you got some aliens going on. You got Bigfoot thrown in there, cryptozoology. You've got
Oh, yeah, you got everything in there.
the metaphysical going on, and pretty much everything that has to do with not the norm apparently happens on this ranch. There's like just some huge party of everything that people don't know about is all happening in one area, and it's been considered the Bermuda Triangle of United States.
Hey,
It's
Sean,
been in. Yes.
would you call it a dimensional soup?
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
Oh snap.
Yeah.
He used the name.
That was
All right,
that was
end of
great.
episode. Good episode, guys. All right, bye. No,
Ended on that one. Mic
Yeah.
drop.
So, I want to talk about something here.
Oh, great.
I'm not going off the subject. Shut up. Terrifying.
No,
Terrifying.
I bet
No,
it is.
like this, I'm not going to sleep well tonight after talking about this. There's a thing called water babies out there.
Ah,
Okay, so you're walking along, this land, and all of a sudden you start hearing a baby cry. As a father, I'm sure Sean can attest to this too, with his 14.
I have cats.
And your cats, you hear a baby crying or a kitten,
There you go.
and so what's your first instinct? I'm going to go investigate this to go see what's going on.
No, I run.
You're a horrible human being.
I can't run very far because I have to come back here. But
And you're
I-
fat.
if I heard something like that in the middle of a ranch, no, I run.
But no, like they hear this baby crying and it lures you in, right? It's kind of like a siren's call. And you get towards this body of water that's
You know
on
what? I want to stop
property.
you right there. There's nothing
ahead.
more creepy than a baby crying that you don't know there's supposed to be a baby there. Every horror movie that there's a baby crying or a kid playing and they're not supposed to be there, it is the creepiest thing that I could experience.
Child's laughter in an old church, I would have to say, is the creepiest thing to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Kids are just creepy.
kids are creepy
Have you
because
ever seen the black-eyed children?
yes, we're
That's
gonna do an episode on that. Maybe you should stop talking about it.
Oh,
That's
Little-
foreshadowing for
little-
y'all.
Little foreshadowing.
But anyway, these water babies, thanks. You go and you walk up to this body of water thinking that you're going to find yourself a little baby and you're going to be able to sell it. And you know what? It pulls you into the water. So apparently it's supposed to look like a not a toddler, but a small child comes and pulls you into the water and drowns you.
Makes sense.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Wow. That's a
Yeah.
big baby.
You're talking about the paranormal here. I'm fairly sure, like, if there's dire wolves, aliens, and Bigfoot, a very, very strong child is not out of the scope of what could be seen.
Of course. And
Yeah.
you can have fangs and red eyes too.
Why would you say that? God, I don't even like the water in the beginning. But yes, it is a big soup of paranormal. It is amazing. If I could go there, I would not. I would send one of you two and tell me what it was all
Oh,
about.
I would go. I
Oh,
would
I'm
go.
sure.
I mean,
I
people go there and live, so there's no reason why I would not go.
quote air quotes live. I mean that's not a way to live, man. That's no. I like my safety of my house. I'm a big old baby.
I just want to live life.
I want to live life without the fear of weird shit going down.
I like weird shit though.
I know, I do too, but
You know, I saw
not at
something
my
weird this week.
house.
I know.
Oh, did you?
Totally off subject,
Sure.
but my friend was sending me some stuff on Facebook. It was the planet Nibiru. Um, that was big. When was that? The Mayan apocalypse. That was supposedly the planet or whatnot that was gonna come by and take us out or something like that. I don't know. But
Also known as Planet X.
Planet X. But anyway, it was this um, video of this guy shooting at the sun, but he would move around so you can see all the solar flares move, but yet there was this giant orb next to the sun. And I was like, okay, that's just like another lens flare. It's inside the lens or something like that. But what got me is it was behind a branch. So I don't know. I can put that up in some show notes, see if we could get anything. But
That's kind of creepy.
yeah, I thought it was really weird. Just the
That is
branch got
strange.
me. Because you would think if there was a solar flare or something, it'd be in front of the branch because the lens is in like closer to you than the branch. But I don't know. It was just really weird.
Huh. Maybe it's because the Earth is flat.
Could be the Earth is flat.
No, it's definitely possible.
But there is a ninth planet. Did you hear about NASA finding that? They haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it yet, but due to the objects out in the Kuiper Belt, I believe it's called, like past Pluto,
Right,
those
right.
style objects.
Kepler. The Kepler belt.
Kepler Belt, Kuiper Belt. Yeah, I'm probably wrong. But anyway, there's an orbit that doesn't fit just having a sun. Same way they discovered Neptune. Um, they figured out its gravitational pull before they actually saw the planet. So hopefully within a few years here we get a picture and see the other planet in our solar system.
Yeah, and this thing's kind of big too. I mean, I think it's like
Yep,
10
size of
times bigger than the
Neptune.
Earth.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, and
terrifying,
it
too.
goes way, way out there.
Yeah.
That's not terrifying. That's pretty amazing. And finding new planets. And weren't they calling it Planet X for the longest time too? NASA?
Um,
Weren't they?
Uh,
Were they
Planet
called
X was
Planet X?
back in
Right.
what, like the early 2000s, late 90s. That was like when Planet X was crazy, but
Well, what are they calling it now?
The ninth planet.
ninth planet.
They haven't named it yet. Yeah, they have to find it
Yeah.
first before they name it.
Because they found a few things past Pluto. They just call them like,
And a 25-year-old physicist is the one that found it.
yeah, dwarf planets or something.
So,
Yeah, I believe
Huh.
it was two people that found it. They found it through using some sort of mathematical formula.
mm-hmm. Yep. It's pretty neat. That and gravitational waves. That's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, from the black hole that we picked
Mm,
up
Oh
through
yeah,
the
that was
laser
pretty
beam.
cool.
Yeah,
That must make you super excited, doesn't it?
I'm gonna pretend like I understand it, but I don't.
I don't have a clue, but it's pretty neat.
I can still get excited about it though, because I
Like
guess
I've talked to Sean about this a lot of times, but I get really upset when people talk about movies and how unrealistic they are. They're movies, man. Like
yeah,
we don't know the the great science behind it, the great minds. No, I'm there to be entertained.
yeah. Well, I
You know,
guess
when
yeah.
Especially the Skinwalker Ranch movie.
I want to watch that so bad. I have not
Yeah.
watched that.
It is loosely, they said loosely affiliated with the ranch. Other than they use the name, and then they just do everything else themselves. But
They have the wolf. I did watch the trailer for it, and I love really bad horror movies, and I feel like this is gonna really just be really not one of the ones that I like.
Is it out already?
Yeah, it's been out since 2013.
Wow.
So
Get with it.
yeah, I know. I need to watch it. I'm fairly sure I'm going to be disappointed.
You will.
For those who want to know, my favorite bad horror movie is called Chainsaw Sally. It's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah. Just watch it if you can find it. Good luck.
I think one of the trauma movies are mine. I think it was God. I don't know. They make terrible movies.
Oh, I love trauma movies.
I know.
Trauma. Oh my god.
Trauma.
Let's see. There's The Toxic Avenger, which
Yeah,
made them
that's
their most money.
I think it's number 1 or 2 that I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Why not
And I
both?
remember watching that cartoon show back in 1987, 88. I'm like, I can't believe they made a cartoon show of that movie. That
I
was
know,
ridiculous.
it's crazy. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I love all those movies. You can put them in front of me. I was sick one day, and all I did was watch trauma movies. I watched Poultrygeist, where it was a not haunted. It was a chicken joint, fried chicken joint that if you ate their chicken, you turned into a zombie.
You know, I've seen that one
However, hold on, I'm not done. It was a musical.
Cannibal the Musical. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They're great.
Oh,
They're great.
my bad.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But on that note,
I was gonna say,
you know what?
Fire in the Sky
ahead.
is probably gonna be mine favorite weird movie because I like the aliens, and I met Travis Walton, the actual
That's
dude
awesome.
from it, when I
Really?
used to go to the Kansas City MUFON meetings. They had a guest speaker like right as I started going to those.
Now, when you
and it
say
was
you
Travis
met him,
Walton.
you met him? Like, talked to him?
The actual dude. He came to speak at like a steak dinner they put on, and you just had to buy tickets and you could go and listen to him speak.
That's
And
awesome.
he was the guy that the movie Fire in the Sky was based off of. You know, the one with the thing going in
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude's eyeball and all that nastiness. So,
Oh, yeah. I remember.
yep.
Oh, and Dirks,
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that that's a 5.1 out of 10 for Skinwalker Ranch. Okay, so enjoy
It's
that.
right up my alley.
That's
right up my alley.
right up your alley.
Well, awesome.
It might be a little too high for you, but
Yeah, that seems
good.
a little high rating for me, but we'll see. I'll watch it. But on that note, you know what, guys? Y'all have a good night. Check us out on Twitter at Dimensional Soup. And also check us out on YouTube, which our YouTube channel is Dimensional Soup. That's our channel.
Surprise.
And surprise! Hey, guys. But have a good night and look for the unknown. And let us know if you need it or have any questions, ideas for shows. We're more than happy to go ahead and look into it and make episodes on them. So keep it strange. See ya.
all right, see ya.